All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's journal recap. It is the 9th of February, and let's just get right into it. I will say that today has just been a really bad day psychologically for me because I just basically over leveraged. Like that's literally all I did, bro. Like I didn't do good today as a profitable trader. Like I basically broke my plan, but I'll just get into that later. So basically I was bullish because if we're looking at the 4 hour, right, we ended up like sweeping to this 4 hour and then we end up basically displacing from that. As you can see here during London, right, we end up displacing into the hourly and then we swept into the hourly and then we displaced higher into this unfilled hourly above. So basically we were kind of trading in between conditions. So I wanted to have more of a neutral bias, but my drawn liquidity was higher because we had all this low resistance up here. So what I wanted to see starting off was just a sweep into intermediate low and then come up to London high. And if we're bearish, I wanted to see something like this happen, right? So yeah, that's kind of my narrative, but overall bullish. So let's just get started. Basically market opens, we end up dumping and we end up sweeping out this intermediate low. From there was actually, I guess there was an opportunity. There was. But by the time that we invalidated it, it was like a little bit too early. So we ended up sweeping it and invalidating it at 9:37. We placed our entry here, and then at the swing low. Now what could we target? Maybe this buy side liquidity up here, and then maybe London highs, something like that. And actually, it would be a 101. So maybe at this 101, break even here, TP would have been hit. Boom, right there. TP would have been hit. But we didn't enter because it was too early into market open. So 9:37, too early. At the same time, we were also trading in between conditions. So this basically means that this intermediate low got swept, and I could be looking for shorts, basically. Anyways, we end up sweeping into this five. So I wanted to see if we trade higher, but we don't get anything. We literally don't get anything until we sweep into London highs, right? So we end up sweeping into London highs. And the reason for me not looking for a mech off of London highs is because it's an arbitrary high, right? If London was inside like a 30-minute gap or something like that, we were inside a 5-minute gap, but that's kind of like that doesn't mean anything to me, to be honest with you. Like it really doesn't mean anything. Um, but it could explain why we started displacing lower. Anyways, yeah, so we end up sweeping into this unfilled five down below here. And then we created an SMT with ES on the 3-minute, as you can see here. So at 10:12, at 10:12, and then 27, 27, we end up sweeping to the five. This creates a SMT. Then we continue higher. We have a 3-minute inversion as the highest time frame, and then we just basically did a one-to-one RR. So my only kind of so basically, I took this entry, right? I took this exactly at this point. Stop loss below the swing low or the body of the swing low right here, as you can see. But I ended up closing early. The reason for that is because we ended up sweeping into Asian highs as well. And this target, I already forgot to mention, this is Asian high plus an unfilled 15 above. So that was a really good draw on liquidity for a mech long, basically, or a continuation. It could be mech and continuation, to be honest. But ES already took it out at that level, so I basically was just nervous, I guess. So I entered, or so we basically went break even here, and then our I basically just closed the position at this point, and I regretted it so much. Like we basically swept to our TP almost immediately. So what happens next, right? I see that we end up sweeping into the 4 hour gap unfilled above. Like there is an unfilled 4 hour above that ES ended up sweeping into. We saw buy side liquidity intact. but not really, and I'll get into that. And so I thought, hey, whatever, I'll just try to find an entry, right? So basically, this was the point in time where I just wanted to find anything because we were heavily bullish, we were displacing higher, and we kept displacing higher. So I wanted to get kind of a piece of the pie. But I was nervous because for whatever reason. So I found basically this inversion right here, and then I just entered off of here, and then stop loss above here, and just targeted a 1-to-1. But guess what? This doesn't mean anything. This is literally nothing. We had low resistance liquidity at our stop. This is why it didn't work. This is an invalid trade. This is exactly what leads to unprofitability. And I basically like this is me being unprofitable for like the session. Um Literally. And yeah, like there's nothing to tell you, but like low resistance at our stop. What else do we have? An SMT at our target, right? Because guess what? What is this? This ES already took this out. We have like realistically, that was an SMT. NQ didn't really need to take it out. So it wasn't really a good draw on liquidity unless we had other targets above us, which we probably did, but I wasn't paying attention to that. Like we probably did up here, but was I paying attention to that? No. And I ended up trading it anyways, and I won. Like I won. But guess what? It doesn't count. Do you know why? Because it is hella unprofitable. Like we did not sweep into any gap. There was no entry model. There was no 5 minute like tap, mech model sweep, whatever it was. There was nothing like that. There wasn't a 5 minute. There wasn't a 15. And guess what? We had a 15 minute at our stop. Like that's not valid at all. So you get the gist. I don't want to keep talking about it any more than I have to. But yeah, and then going back to this one, this was the only valid trade that I should have taken to full TP. Instead, I closed because I got nervous, and ES since ES took that out, I was scared, and also I just wanted to re-enter at a better position, which I thought would be right, but Loki, I don't know why I did that. It was stupid. Like realistically, it was just a emotional moment for me. So I just wanted to take a win and ended up losing more money and my psychology more than I wanted to. But yeah, so let me just rephrase. The first trade was valid because we ended up sweeping into a 5 minute. We created an SMT on a 3 minute. That's cherry on top, right? We also still had our Asian high unfilled 15 above that we still were, I guess, valid in this sense. ES does tap it out, but at the same time, I saw how like large ES was displacing on the 5 minute. Like we weren't, wicking it and then coming down. We were fully displacing above the gap. So I was like fully convicted that price is gonna go higher from there. But yeah, we 3 minute inversion to the upside, highest time frame, and that's it. There's really nothing else to tell you. Today was just one of those days where it just showed me that like I'm still unprofitable and I'm still creating these bad habits for me, and I just kind of have to like shed that away, Like I'm very insecure about my trades. I recognize that. Like I'm not like a good trader yet because I'm still unconfident in my model. And that's just dealt with through back testing and just further analysis of like what I can do better with my strategy and my like analytical like mindset with the charts. But yeah, I'm like spewing too much crap. Um yeah, that's it. That's it for the trading recap. But yeah, Steven, do better. You still got the entire month of February to trade better and actually get your profits back in order and your mindset and actually hopefully pass this freaking eval that you've been trading for like 6 months, 7 months, basically. I've been trading an eval for 6 to 7 months. Okay. Not even a joke. Like not the 6-7 meme, but like legit 6 to 7 months. But yeah, let's just yep, that's it. Peace.